around 1:50 p.m. I've had a really, really bad couple of days. What I did was, I had to have a blanket down at the seam under the vents. I used to have a blanket down on the seam. I washed the blanket and I put a sheet that I tucked it right in the crevice at the bottom. There's a little bit of a, like this, a space running from one end of the apartment to the other. And they will put some kind of fan, something that just brings all this air in a rush from the crawl spaces, and it intoxicates your lungs. Now, I also got me a monitor for gas, natural gas. Remember, I always said it was smelling gas. It stopped. The natural gas stopped. Even if it is, it's just tiny bits that I can't really, you know, make out if it's there, or it's just I don't know. I'm sure they have limits to what this can pick up, but it would make a lot of noise constantly if they did pump natural gas into my environment. So there's carbon monoxide and natural gas. So what they're doing now is they're getting these. My imagination from what I'm smelling is they're boiling alcohol, like gin, whiskey, rubbing alcohol. They just pour it out and they're boiling it in these little pots. These ceramic incense pot where they have a little candle. Now, for these people to let those things down in the wall, what do you think is going to happen? There's a lot of apartments in this building. There's a lot of them. And these people are sleeping at night. They're resting. There's children in this building, which is leading me to have a serious talk with the people who I rented from. Just in the off chance, it's not about me looking crazy. It's not about me getting people to notice me. It's about me trying to do the thing that is right. Because I'm not going to like myself if this building burns and people burn in here. They would have said, you didn't give us a chance. You didn't say anything to us. And the chances are they may tell me to leave this building. Because they're going to say, if you believe this, what's the next step? Make a police report, and then, they'll keep on the lookout. They shouldn't ask me to leave because they don't have any concrete proof, which is what I'm looking for, and I can't find it. Because I don't rent the crawl spaces. I don't rent behind the vents. I don't rent under the floorboard. I rent inside the confines of the walls. I have no jurisdiction, no right to be in the crawl spaces. I can't climb there, almost 400 pounds. I can't climb there, otherwise I would have been there already. I would have found a place to climb up and look inside. And I would have left a camera to see what they're going to do. Like where the opening is, there's only one way up. Put the camera right there. Put the camera right there. That's what I said. If I lived in a house, it would not be that easy to get in there. My voice is also changing. I sound like a different person. And I'm smelling this alcohol really, really strongly. I've had a really hard 24 hours. Really, really bad. It's been happening for since Thursday, I believe. Like I was fine Wednesday, had a good day Wednesday, and then Thursday really bad. Yesterday really bad. Today is really bad. I'm trying to sleep and I can't sleep. I slept like 2 hours last night. Just 2 hours, and I couldn't sleep anymore. I woke up, I couldn't sleep. And I feel like crap. I try to take a nap, and I have my camera on, and I have the door open, the inside door of my apartment. Now I have the camera facing the door, and I put a fan to just push the air out. Because in my mind, they're not going to risk it. They won't be boiling any alcohol and people passing and smelling. They cannot risk it. Because I don't have anything on my stove. What is boiling? I don't know. But my point is, if they lower down a little essence pot, and you have to have that tea light at the bottom. Because I've had one. It's an all-in-one. The little chamber pot where you put the oil, and the bottom is like that with a little caved out inside. You put the tea light. It lights whatever is in the in the pot, and like a cookout, and it smells really good. Incense, heated oil. And I believe that they're putting whatever they can find, whatever will keep you like almost intoxicated. It's like moonshine. Moonshine. One of them said that. It's like you're living in a distillery. It's moonshine. They put weed in there. They put drugs in there. They're putting anything to damage your upper chest, your respiratory system. Right now, my throat is hurting right here. On the left side, it hurts. It's not just the bottom, it's the top as well. So whatever hit the area, hit both sides. All my teeth are hurting, all of them. My face looks like it's been swollen and and just all the air let out. It doesn't look good. Looks like I've been drinking most of my life. I don't drink alcohol. I had beer in there since last November. It's still there. I don't use alcohol. This thing where they're trying to paint us as alcoholics, paint us as drug users, schizophrenic, all three, two, one, it doesn't matter. It's getting really thin. Because there's too many of us out there. There's too many of us with the same story. I read something on Facebook, and the guy was almost telling my story. I read another thing on Facebook, and the girl was telling my story. Two people. One man said it's like you're getting molested as an adult and nobody believes you. Children, they have a hard time believing them. Why? I don't know. I don't have any children, so I don't know. But if you're an adult, you know what the hell is happening to you, and still nobody believes you. Yeah, so I know the feeling. And if you're watching this, whoever watches this, that frustration, I know the feeling. That's why I said these people are just, like, more and more people are becoming aware of what's happening. Whoever has these technologies, whoever is using these technologies, the police, the FBI, Homeland Security need to look. This is Homeland Security. This is an act of terrorism. It may not be like suicide bombers, or it may not be like clowns terrorizing children. No, it's the same thing. Because if they can terrorize adults, who's to say they're not terrorizing children? Who's to say they're not terrorizing children? What they are doing here is putting this whole building in danger. It's not just this one apartment right here. Right now, I can smell chlorine gas. That's their show of power. This is how the gang stalkers and their kids show power. Now, make no mistake, their kids are doing this as well. This is a community of people doing this. A community of people who are doing this. Their kids are being raised with the mentality that it's okay to do this. That this is necessary if you want something this person has. Or this person is going to get mommy and daddy locked up for something that they made a mistake about. Unlike a crazy person being groomed from a child, they'll run out and do things. My guess is they want the children to get caught. They think it's just juvie and then that's it. Or a psychic evaluation and that's it. So I don't know what it is. But it's a mixture of, well, I guess from everywhere. You can't just blame Guyanese and Americans. It's from everywhere. But this is a culture that's going to be causing a lot of problems in the foreseeable future for families who don't gang stalk, for families who are not threatening, for families who are not letting this evil belief that it's okay to do this. This is just for fun or for money or for revenge or just because to pass the time of day. It's almost as natural as that by this point. It's almost as natural as that to just gang up on people and do this. This is why it's called gang stalking. It's a business. You get paid by the hour, by the shift to do this. It's a business. How they're paying them, I believe it's trickling. It's trickling under the, like they will have a dummy corporation or a real corporation that's been bought. This person is supposed to be there 9 to 5, and they'll pay them. But they'll pay them real well. But then at the end of the ordeal, which is probably my death, there's a lot more coming. Though they'll probably be where something happened at the work site, something happened somewhere, and then they're giving them in a civil suit, giving them a lot of money. If you watch, you will find behind these situations, and thankfully we are the ones, and also we are the ones where we're being targeted because of this. Because after a while, we're starting to wonder what is happening. Why are they targeting us? Why us? Consistently. It's not to say, well, once it becomes noticeable, they move on. No, no. They sit on us and they target us. Why would that be? Because there's something about us. They need us out of their way. We don't even know what the hell is going on. What is it that we've done that is so wrong, or what are we holding them back from that is so bad that they need, that they have to kill us? We don't know these things. We have no idea. We're clueless. For me, I know my inheritance is missing. That's at least something. For most of you guys, you don't know why they're targeting you. If you have something of value and you didn't know you have it, or you don't know you have it and you're being targeted for it, it's like, if they already have it, why are they targeting you? I don't know. Maybe one day you'll remember it and come looking for your stuff, and then what are they going to do? It's safer for them if you are not here, I guess. That's how it works. I'm not sure. But whatever the case might be, they want us out of the way. So you're going to have a group of people. You're going to have a group of people who's targeting this one person. Dummy corporation, legitimate business that's under their control. Now, like I said, there was a group of stamps that were appraised back in 2014 for $400 million. Guyanese stamps, and I don't know if it's mine. You see, I'm looking at the crazy, at the level of craziness, the level of the length of time, the longevity of this behavior, this aggression towards me. Something may have happened to my grandfather as well. I'm not sure. My cousins don't speak to me of this at all. It's like a taboo subject. I think the husbands, the men who married these women, got together and put a whammy on them, put a gag order on them, that they cannot say anything. I don't think it's legal because there's no crime committed. It was in a court case of why they would actually be legally bound not to say anything. But money can go a long way. Or they may get the women to perjure themselves even. I don't know. They're good at doing stuff like this. Getting the women to perjure themselves. And then the women can't say anything because the women are half lusting in love with whatever this gang stalking gives them, half in love with the money these men are lavishing on them, or for their children, or nice houses, or whatever money can buy these days. And the prestige that comes with the money, this instant status, the hierarchy, they look down upon people. All your girlfriends now see, well, oh, you've come into money. All of them look up to you now because you're up there. That's what the money will mean to them. For me, the stamps themselves have sentimental value because my grandma kept them for me. My cousins, though, it's this thing where they're not saying anything. They're not saying anything. And one cousin, in 2022, I was talking to my aunt, And my cousin took over the phone on Facebook and we ended the conversation. And I think she pressed disconnect and the phone didn't disconnect. And I continue to hear them saying things. I'm not going to repeat it on here. Next thing you know, 2 years later, I believe, it was 2 years later, I'm going through being gang stalked day and night, and I'm talking about feeling like acid in my body and acid when I urinate. My cousin died in another country at the same time, and another cousin told me she had acid in her body. Do you think this is a coincidence? There's some evil, some reign of evil that's holding these people. And I don't know if it's American based or my cousins are being held against their will in some way and they just don't even know it. Because look at my life, look at what's happening to me. These people are literally holding me hostage here. And nobody knows it. They block me, they're hacking me. The police will tell you right off the bat they don't handle hacking, they're not equipped for it. Which my livelihood, my financial livelihood is to the hilt turned upside down. They can't help me. That's one level of decimation of my life. I can only go now and do what they pivot me to do. You go to Indeed, you're looking for, you'll only see the advertisements that they want you to see. You'll only get responses from companies they want you to get responses from. You'll only get hired by companies that is not being emotionally overwhelmed by you. Because when they do have one or two that slips in, they start targeting the individual. And, that's what happens. So, what if my cousins are in some kind of strange situation where they are being targeted and I don't know it and they don't even understand it? Because this is not normal behavior. Because none of them is saying anything to me. The people sold my dad's house, my stepmom's niece. Now, my stepmom didn't even have children. My stepmom told my cousin after my father died that when she dies, everything my dad and her had, which was for me. She told her that more than once. Was for me. Now the people, her niece sold my dad's house, my dad and my step, because they sold the house they had in the city, moved to the country. When my stepmom died, which is 2 years after my dad died, they sold the house. And they're claiming they don't have any paperwork at all. You sell a house, I know it's a third world country, but the same rules apply. You have to have paperwork. You have to show how come you are in legal possession of another man's house, because the deed is not under your name, it's somebody else's name. It's somebody else's name. Is he dead? Is he alive? Where's this man? You have to have some paperwork to show this. Not just a death certificate. You have to have some paperwork to show. That way you could pick up just any death certificate and say, well, look, see, I want to sell this house because this man is dead. I have this paper showing me, well, he left it to me. You got to show some kind of kinship here. They should make the laws a lot stricter. You just can't sell someone's house just like that. Make it a lot stricter. So I am wondering here is like if somebody has put like a gag order or something on my cousins, because I don't believe this is happening. My cousin died of acid in her body. At the same time I was speaking about acid, and I have the videos to back it up. I was speaking like I was peeing acid. It was burning so bad. I don't know if she had the acid in her stomach, but apparently acid, and over a lot of acid, an over, what would it be? Like an excessive amount of acid in her stomach or her body? Because if it's in her body, then that's murder. If it's in her stomach, well then I don't know what happened. What changed in her diet? I don't know. I would have to question all these things. Because if and when this goes to court, which I want, it'll come up. What changed in her diet? If it's this type of... I don't know. You know what they're telling me? And they want me to shut up. My only hope is God right now. When I'm an angry person, I'm an angry person. May God forgive me for this. I know I should put my hopes wholeheartedly in Him and just trust in Him. Because He admonishes me when I do something wrong. He always has, and I know His hand can be pretty heavy at times. It can be pretty heavy. But my dad used to do that, and I was an only child, and he was so possessive of me. I was one of his prized possessions. He loved me. He didn't know how to show it. He showed it in protection. He's always in protection mode. When I told him I was gay, broke his heart, caused a lot of problems. Because it's like my whole future that he could see it was gone. It's like a stranger was standing there and he didn't know it. And I get that. I understand. I didn't understand it then, but I understand it now. But whatever this is, it's like if something happened to my dad or my mom, it's like they know with this technology, this like mind reading technology, they know. I wasn't near my dad or my mom when they passed. I was with my dad, and I was here. My stepmom was with my dad. So I don't know if somebody had a hand in aiding them to move along. I don't know. I don't know what happened. So they're trying to use that like to get it out. So I don't know what's happening here. But like there's some feeling either of suppression, because these people are doing way too much. Way too much. I've never seen anything like it. Is it they're out of control? But if they're out of control, how come they're not making mistakes that they're getting caught? Because when you're out of control, you will do irrational things. You will take chances that people will notice. You will do things that people are going to notice. Well, hey, something is really strange about this guy's actions. That's what being out of control will lead you to. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It's like if they're spraying gas, let's say propane. Somebody got to go and buy the propane. They're not pulling it out the behind. Somebody has to go and buy it. You're excessively buying a lot of propane. Hey, something is wrong here. I'm just saying. It will lead them to make mistakes. So with that being said, it's like I don't know what's going on with my cousins in their lives. I don't know if the husbands, these men that they took as their husbands and their children's fathers, if something really bad happened. Did they see a murder? Did they commit a murder? Is it me? Why don't they open their mouths? Look at my body. If they're afraid now is the time to do it. Show these people you're not afraid, because they're going to come after you anyway. They're going to come after, and then you're going to look for me to back you up, and I won't be there. You're going to look for me to back you up, and I won't be there. So what are you going to do then? Because if there's things in my body, gases, things that, decaying certain parts of my body that shouldn't be there, they'll say that this woman was horribly terrorized. She was murdered. She was abused. It's not just abused, but horribly abused for years. Something was wrong here. At least 4 years that I know of. Now it's the 5th year. Inhaling all these things cannot be good. There has to be some form of decay in there. So, what are you using that? Does it have to be where my death is and you get millions of dollars and some kind of evidence to keep them at bay? Do you feel, ladies and gentlemen, like I'm being used here? And they're all in this somehow? Do you feel like they're being used? Like I'm being used here for something? Or you feel like they're all in this? Like they want me to die with this feeling like I'm doing a noble thing by dying or allowing myself to get murdered. It's like they're really strange. These gang stalkers, they're really strange people. Does it make sense to you? Because they do this day and night, non-stop. I know you think that the first thing you'll say is you cannot take this day and night. Yes, I can. I am wondering why God is keeping me alive. Why not like Job? Job said, hide him in Gehenna until your anger is past. That's God's anger. Because he couldn't take it. He couldn't take it. Job's bones were starting to show. His bones were starting to show. Flies had settled on him. He couldn't take it anymore. And he survived it for 10 years, I believe. When God's hand is in something, and it's I'm hoping for that somebody overturn these people in their lives. Just overturn it. And expose them. Not just for me, but for people who are being targeted, so that those, if they're not caught right away, they'll stop or pause to give you people a break. Just some breathing room. Right now I'm smelling all kinds of things. I don't know how they're doing this. But it's that the gas right now is a very sickly, sweet gas. It's a very sickly, but it burns the nose. And it changes your voice almost instantly. Almost instantly. I don't know how this weekend is going to be horrible. So, I have found a new job online, and I think I'm doing a little bit better at this one. Even though they're interfering with me day and night while I'm in training, I'm managing somehow to get stronger. Not much, but I'm managing to get stronger. But I do know one thing, is that my cousins are either the women. There are 3 women. It's 2 cousins, and one of them their mom. And one of them has a brother. So this is 4 of them, like 3 cousins and the mom. That they know something about these stamps. Now, I know this sounds like it's all about stamps, but it's not. It's stamps that is the cause of this. The stamps, they are the cause of this gang stalking. Whoever is selling them has deep pockets, monetary pockets. They have deep pockets, very deep pockets, and they are controlling the rest of them. They're going to say, well, they don't want to say anything because their kids are involved. This has nothing to do with that. Your kids are rotten and they're hurting people, and they're not kids. They're kids in their teens and their 20s. You got to learn how to take a stand. It's your kid, yeah, but I'm a human being. The next guy and the girl is going to be a human being. The one before me was a human being. Because something tells me I'm not the first, and they're not going to stop with me. They're not going to stop at me or with me. They're going to continue to keep doing this. So, who's going to help them? You're going to turn a blind eye? You're going to turn the blind eye to that? You know for sure you could do something to stop this, and you do nothing. No matter what fun you're getting from these gases or this neural linking or whatever. Wet dreams, dry dreams, sexy dreams. Because when they have us in an altered state and they're neurally linked to us, they're getting things from our heads. The kids are probably like fighting dragons in your heads when mentally when you're asleep. Your subconscious mind is just, it's almost like they're trapped they're in a movie. They're within the movie. I think when they're neurally linked to us and we're in an altered state and the subconscious mind takes over. Now the subconscious mind is a vivid thing. It notices everything that you consciously don't see. So it is so vivid, it's so minute. It's almost like God's energy moving through and seeing and devouring everything it sees. Like it's hungry. for beautiful things. And it absorbs all these images and all these things that are moving, and it's beautiful, and they're finding themselves in within these images. So it's like they're in a different world, and they're addicted to it. This is how I see it. I don't know, I could be wrong. It depends, of course, on the person and what they spend most of their time looking at and absorbing. So when they're neurally linked to us, because it's like a fascinating adventure, they sell the neural linkings. Remember that. They have to be getting something from it. It's kind of like they're in a different world. It's almost like an alternate reality that your subconscious mind is building these beautiful worlds, and they're stepping into them neurally. Because they're always on us. They're always on us. We have to be like altered, fidgeting, fretful, embarrassed, painful, something that elevates us in whichever direction they want us to go. We can't be at peace, is what I'm saying. We always have to be provoked or silly laughing like we're children. No peacefulness. We have to be like that. So my belief is that's what's happening. So when you look past that, okay, that's fun, it's fancy, it's nice. I'm telling you, I don't want it. I don't want you hooked to my head. That's one. And how much of it do you need? What is this addiction? After a while, it gets boring. I'm just one person. How much of it do you need? How much fantasy in my head do you need? If this is what it is, which I'm 90% thinking or certain that it is. I could be wrong, and I stand to be corrected, but my imagination, this is what it is. How much do you need? That you have to watch them murder me? No, man. Something is wrong here. This is excessive, and this is cruel to an extreme. And they're burning the alcohol, and I smell it. Grown men are doing this. I think my father's side of the family, the cousins are selling the neural linkings to people. I don't know if one of them has some deficiency of a brain or something, and they found out, that it's supposed to be linked to a computer, an interface, an AI, to have your thoughts splashed on a screen where you can have your desires met, your wishes seen, your pain, your suffering. They have a conversation. But I think what they're doing is they're neurally linking it to people, person to person, and that's where the thing comes in. Whatever makes this person is like you're in there walking around in it. His memories, his needs, his dreams, his desires, whatever the subconscious mind kind of actualizes in its own way. All the things that you're seeing, all the things that makes you happy and sad, it builds castles, and they're walking through all these castles, all these rooms, because the subconscious mind is creative energy. That's what you use to pivot yourself. If you want to buy a house, if you've never seen a house, you wouldn't be motivated to buy one. You want to buy, like, think of something that you want to buy that you haven't seen yet. Yeah? You can't. You can't. You don't even know what it is. But if you think of something that you know but you never had, you're more motivated to get up and try it. You can't think of it. But so the subconscious mind is like, it has all these stories, and person to person it's hooked, and it's like they're like information going in one way. But I think the information is starting to go and bleed through both ways, because it's subconscious mind to subconscious mind. Because when you're sleeping, it's my subconscious mind that's taking over, not my conscious mind. So it's their conscious mind and my subconscious mind. So with that being said, I don't know, I just had like a brain fart. Every time I go to say something, like, I'm big on law of attraction. I'm big on releasing how the mind works. I understand that. So when you think of something, At the point, I'll probably make it in another video. But for now, um, I'm gonna close the video. So you have a wonderful Saturday. I'm gonna make another one later because I need to know that I'm gonna be alive for the rest of the day or for tonight. Because I don't know what's going on here. My nose inside is starting to claw and burn and close up like this, which means I'm breathing something in that's toxic. My window is open, four stories up. Where is it coming from? I'm cooking nothing. I haven't cooked for like 2 weeks. I haven't cooked anything. Where's it coming from? I don't know. But something smells really off. Anyway, peace out and have a good day and stay safe. And don't stop praying.